Hi, Todd here from Urban Sound Studio, and today we're taking a look at a unique piece of outboard gear by a company called Tegeler Audio Manufacturer, and the unit is referred to as the Crème or Cream, possibly pronounced differently depending on where you live. Now we're going to look at this unit as being the first piece of outboard gear to integrate into an in-the-box mixing workflow. Now I realize when mixing in the box, that means you're not using outboard gear. But the idea here is that by having this unit live on your master bus, it's very simple to integrate into an in-the-box mixing workflow, and it gives you the tactile feel and the great analog sound quality all within one single unit. It gives you a great sounding EQ and an amazing sounding compressor with a low cut for sidechain filtering. So between that and being able to switch the position of the two, it pretty much gives you everything you need to live on your master bus, but with the simplicity of having it all exist within one single hardware unit. So let's jump on in and see how we can integrate this unit into an in-the-box workflow. To get started, let's listen to a song where all of the tracks are played in the box in Pro Tools, and then we'll listen with all of the tracks played through the Crème. When working in the box, we will typically have our tracks going out to the monitor left, right, out. But we need to select the output of each track to go to a physical output on our interface. In the case of this Apollo, we'll use line 1, 2. So the signal flow will be the stereo line out of your interface, into the Crème, then the output of the Crème back into the two inputs on your interface. Now in order to record the sound of the Crème, we'll create a print track where we will record the inputs where we connected the Crème. To start, we'll turn our high and low boosts all the way down and our compressor threshold all the way up. And we'll start by cranking the low boost all the way up to find the best frequency for this song.
So I walk down Grove Street one more time, head over to Main, and say my last goodbyes, goodbye. Down Monument to the overpass bridge, there's the place where you and I were gonna live. Do you remember?
Now let's back off the gain for a little more reasonable boost. Let's do the same for our high frequencies.
So I walk down Grove Street one more time, head over to Main, and say my last goodbyes, goodbye. Down Monument to the overpass bridge, there's the place where you and I were gonna.
20 and 24K are typically great for acoustic music, but I like how 16K opens the guitars and the voice here.
This is my last night in Richmond, I hope she will look after you, lead you to a better place. I'm sure you will be leaving soon too. Oh, oh, oh.
I start my mixes by finding a boost that helps extend the bottom of the song and then opens the proper frequencies at the top. With that as a foundation, I could then mix into the Crème. Now let's take a look at the compressor section and start with a heavy ratio of 10:1. This is great for electronic music and heavier rock styles. We will keep our low cut at full so that the compressor responds to all of the source material.
So I walk down Grove Street one more time, head over to Main, and say my last goodbyes, goodbye. Down Monument to the overpass bridge, there's the place where you and I were gonna live. Do you remember?
As I remove 60 and even 120 Hz from the detector circuit, the bass and the kick do not trigger the compressor as hard.
Look after you, lead you to a better place. I'm sure you will be leaving soon too. Oh,
A longer attack, fast release, and ratio of 4:1 is great to keep the song sounding natural. And a more gentle ratio of 1.5 or 2:1 are also available for mastering. Let's find the best threshold and listen with the unit bypassed and then engaged.
I'll walk down Grove Street one more time, head over to Maine, and say my last goodbyes. Goodbye. Down Monument to the overpass bridge, there's the place where you and I were gonna live. Do you remember it? This is my last night in Richmond. I hope she will look after you, lead you to a better place. I'm sure you will be leaving soon too. Oh, 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 oh.
Let's see what this process looks like in Logic. In this session, I'm set up for stem bouncing, where I'll send similar tracks to an aux track, and then process the individual groups through the crème. Just make sure to have the aux's output to the correct physical output, and then record back into a new audio track. Let's hear some drums. Now listen as I bypass and re-engage the crème. I typically compress first and then EQ, but you have the ability to select the order with a switch. Now let's hear some bass, but have the compressor respond to the full range of the instrument without the low cut. Let's use a 10:1 ratio on our guitars and piano and really get them to sit evenly in the mix. And let's see if we could get our guitar solo to punch even more. And there's also an auto-release setting, which works nicely with certain program material. Now, let's remove the low end of our detector, go for a more gentle 1.5:1 ratio, and set some basic settings to prepare ourselves to mix this session.
When I where you and I were gonna live. Do you remember it? This is my last night in Richmond. I hope she will look after you, lead you to a better place. I'm sure you will be leaving soon.
With the Tegeler Audio Crème, you'll be on your way to improving your in-the-box mixes with one complete solution to sit on your master output. The notch controls make it easy to recall any session, and the unit gives you mastering-grade EQ and compression to use in a mix environment to bring your in-the-box mixes perfectly together.